Hello friends, today's lesson will be on vibrato. Welcome to my channel, my name is Bernard, and I think that vibrato should be a very relaxed action. It should be something very, very expressive, tied to your heart, tied to your feeling about the music. The vibrato will be different for every composer you play. Baroque vibrato, classical, romantic, many, even different kind of vibrato for modern playing. But we'll just talk about the general sense of how vibrato is created. And I like to approach it in a very, very simple way without complicated exercises and doing things with metronomes. I've never done that. I don't believe in that approach. And what we're trying to accomplish is moving each finger. Let me get a little better in front of the mic for you, in front of the camera. We're trying to move each finger from the solid pitch, main pitch, and go a little lower and then come back. That's the action. Lower and back, lower and back. Second finger, same thing. Third finger, same thing. All right. So the way I like to teach this, and I find that it works very, very well, is have my students up in the high positions, hands solidly against the rib. The idea there is that we're keeping the hand stable. It's not going to be wiggling. The wrist is not going to be wiggling around. And basically, I start students just polishing the string. You can have all your fingers down, one finger down, two, three, all of them. And watch it from this side. You see, my thumb is very relaxed. And just do that for a while, just to get used to this action of the wrist moving like this. Then you might do this for a few days, just for a couple of minutes. And you notice when we go to the different strings, we change our elbow level to make sure everything is comfortable there. Then, when that feels good, you take one finger and you just do the same action, leaving that one finger down, not very tight. It's got to, it can't roam around. But look at it from the side. The G string. And here. So we're trying to make this a finger action. That's what the vibrato, whatever the action is in the hand, wrist, arm, anything, the sound is coming from your finger. We're trying to move the finger, rock the finger like this. So, you notice right now I've got my hand solidly against the rib. That's not the way I usually vibrato. It'd be very rare for me to be touching the rib. But just continue, you're polishing, then solid with the hand against the rib. And you see this action. Now, as you get better coordination with this action, what I'm going to ask you to do is take your wrist off the rib and then continue with the same action, concentrating on the finger. It's going lower. The action in the wrist and the arm is not as important at this point. The main thing is to focus on letting the finger rock back and come back to pitch. Start at pitch, rock backwards, come back to pitch. Each time. As you get more coordination, we're going to want to move it down to first position. The low positions are the most difficult for beginners. It actually ultimately is much easier because there's more resonance in the instrument in the low positions. So if I'm here in the low position, you see how the finger is moving. I always start the action backwards. I think back like this. So then the result is would say, keep the fingers quite relaxed. And keep in mind, the vibrato comes from the finger. All the other action doesn't matter. What we're trying to avoid is sometimes I find with beginners, they're shaking. I had to do this. I actually have to move my own elbow. But they shake and they go sideways. If you're finding yourself in that syndrome where your vibrato is going sideways, go back up. Once again, get the action with your hand against the rib. So the finger action should be coming toward your face, like this. And maybe I should show you one more little detail which will help you. If I play a little melody on one string, my elbow looks like this. Now that's just without vibrato. Now watch what happens to my elbow when I vibrato. You notice it came around this way. What it was doing, it took my thumb underneath the neck of the violin, so the thumb becomes the pivot for the vibrato action. See, I don't need that if I'm just playing. But now if I vibrato the same notes, and of course, this is one of the reasons why it's important not to grab the neck with the thumb, that you leave the crutch and then you just slide under. Okay? It comes to my mind that I don't think I was clear when I was talking about polishing. You're just touching the string very lightly with the fingers as you're sliding up down. You're not pressing hard, very, very lightly. And then when you finally put a finger down, you have to make sure as you're doing the finger action that the finger is down solidly enough that it won't be moving. We can't have a sound like this. We don't want that. We want the sound, and then the pitch comes back. As I say, it's a relaxed feeling, but you're making sure that the finger doesn't move. The other little detail that comes to my mind that I did not mention is that when we vibrato, we usually only use one finger. Now if I play the second finger, I'm going to pick up the first. Same thing with the third. So this kind of contradicts the general technique we use when we're playing fast notes. We leave the fingers down as we go. But as we vibrato, we pick it up, so we're only really vibratoing with one finger at a time. Okay, that should finish the lesson. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any other questions, please put them in the comments. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. So thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.